I don't think these glasses help me either. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Elijah. How do you feel? You feel any better? Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm waking up this morning, looking at the looking at the map, and I see Milton has started his move over to Florida. So we're on pins and needles, trying to figure out, you know, if it's gonna hit, North Florida, Central Florida, or South Florida. So, yep. Yes, we'll try. We'll try. We got some rain last night, so I didn't hear it, probably because of my fan, but we'll see what happens. It's gonna be a rainy day today, but nothing like what's to come. But you stay safe as well, and take care of yourself. Oh wow, okay. Well, I know this is off topic, but I think next year we should have a pretty good mango season. We've gotten so much rain. These trees have gotten enough rain, so it shouldn't be anything like this year's mango season. We barely had mangoes on the tree, so next year we should have a lot of them because we've gotten so much rain. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna tell you, we're just not ready for this. And then if the storm hits, like, even the guys, do you know that literally just about all of Florida has been touched by a major hurricane within like the last 3 years, the last, what, 5 years? There are people who still have tarps on their roofs. You know, it's like we can't catch a break. Even the Panhandle, they just went through Michael. They went through Helene. Um, the west coast of Florida. I know Naples. They had a major storm, a major hurricane that went through there. People lost their lives. Just north of Naples, which Naples is on the west coast, like the Sarasota area. So And now, South Florida, I mean, we get flooded with just a thunderstorm now. And now they know that the airport gets flooded. So we're in trouble. We're in so much trouble in Florida. I don't want to I can't begin to tell you guys. Like we're not ready at all. Let me see. It's the yes. They are the worst, and I was saying yesterday that um that they used to be just like a major wind event, but now these storms are just dumping. They're dumping a lot of rain, a lot of rain. And Milton has all of that time in that warm Gulf water with like no land mass to slow it down. It's just going to be out there sucking up all of that moisture, feeding itself, and just getting bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger. And this is what scares me about Milton. Now, all the other storms that roll off the coast of Africa, generally they track, to the west, and we have the mountains of Hispaniola, which is like Haiti, Dominican Republic. We have that region that can, pretty much break up a storm, keep it from getting, massive. Then we also have, Cuba. Um, I believe it's the west side of Cuba that's very mountainous. We have that. So, the storms can break up a little bit, slow it down. The land masses can slow it down. But Milton, Milton has all of that water out there, nothing to restrict it. And then also, too, you have to remember out there in the Gulf, there are a lot of, what do you call it? The oil rigs. The oil rigs are out there. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with this storm, but I'm I guess we'll know a little bit more tomorrow, like where it's going to, what part of Florida is going to hit. And the thing is, it doesn't matter which part the eye goes over, we're all going to be affected. We all are. And no one was expecting this. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining my live. Please hit the thumbs up if you can. But yeah, nobody in Florida was expecting this. You're talking about people in the panhandle? People in the panhandle definitely can't take this. They just went through Helene. They just went through Helene. And we're all, trying to work our butt off. And I'm telling you, it's hard. It's very hard seeing these storms come our way and be so destructive. Now, last night on my live, I kind of put this out there and I said, and I think I'm going to put it in a poll. I said, there has to be something that they could do at a tropical depression level to keep these storms from moving to a hurricane. There has to be. I mean, what are we going to do? Just sit around and watch these storms just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and destroy life and destroy property? I don't understand why nothing can be done. Has to be something that could be done because if this is where we're headed, we're in trouble. And it's not just Florida and, like the coastal areas like Texas, New Orleans, the panhandle of Florida. I should say all of Florida. And then you going up the Carolinas, everybody's gonna get a piece of it. because, Tennessee is not on the coast of Florida. It's not on a coast. The Carolinas are, but look what got hit. Carolinas, like, what is it? The western part of Carolina, the eastern part of Tennessee, inland. So if they don't do anything about these storms, not only will the coastal areas get hit with the wind event, but the the inland, population, they're going to get hit with the rain, you know, the dumping of the rain. You see what happened in the mountains of North Carolina. Washed out. A lot of towns just washed out. I mean, massive amounts of water, you know, just destroying homes, lifting homes off of their foundation. And I think people think that a lot of those homes were wooden homes, like many of them are, majority of them are wooden homes. Water will move anything. It's a very powerful element. It will destroy. So, what are you saying here? They need to plan an effective evacuation. Houses can be replaced. Yes, the evacuations and everything. I think now with Florida, people are going to, like, if they're told to evacuate after seeing what happened in the Carolinas and in Tennessee, they're not going to stay. I think if they can evacuate, they will. But I'm talking about before the evacuation stage. What can be done about these storms to keep these storms from getting so massive? Because as a teenager, I don't remember these storms being so packed with so much moisture. When the storms came through, they came through. You got a lot of wind. You stayed in it for hours, and the next thing you know, the storm moved on. These storms now, when they come in, they're just slow movers. They're taking their time, and they're dumping a lot of rain. So much so that, you see cars floating down the street, you see homes being knocked out their foundation. They're being destroyed, even if they're on tilts. I don't know if you all have ever, if you're U.S. citizens, and if you've ever been to Louisiana after Hurricane Katrina. A lot of those people rebuilt their homes, and their homes are like, I don't know, maybe about 3 stories up in the air, the main part of the home. Well, there were homes like that were built in the panhandle of Florida. That's Helene came through, knocked those houses off their stilts and down, and then continued to just pound them with all of that water and destroyed a lot of those houses. That's why you see so much wood, mud. It's like those people, they didn't stand a chance. And they I don't believe that they were warned the way we were warned in Florida. It was like, oh, we're going to get a lot of rain. Yeah, you got a lot of rain, but it also destroyed a lot of places. It also destroyed a lot of places. So, anybody from Florida here? How is your preparation going? I know I can talk. I can just blab on and on and on. Do you have any family in Florida? What's your family, thinking about? What's your family talking about? Yeah, we're not gonna get missed with this one. It has all the time in the world to just get his act together and head our way. I have a friend who lives right above Lake Okeechobee, which, if you're familiar with Florida, if you're looking at a map of Florida, it's that, I call it the belly button, but it's that circle in the middle of Florida, just a little bit south of Central Florida. And so my friend lives there in a very rural town, and I can't imagine, that storm going through there, because she told me, she's like, I just pray we don't have tornadoes, because in rural areas, those storms have so much room and to have tornadoes in them. And I'm going to tell you, when you're looking at, like, especially those feeder bands, those bands that are just outside of, the hurricane, um, inside of those feeder bands, there are tornadoes. There's high wind in them. It's the most amazing thing. We could get hit with all these tornadoes, these high winds before the hurricane even hits us. Put up a pole. Yep. So I'm gonna assume today that there's gonna be a mad rush at Publix, because Publix is our one of our main grocery stores here. So I could tell you right now, all the water is gone. Just about all the toilet tissue is gone. It's probably going to be a madhouse today in Publix. It's going to be a madhouse. I know Costco probably doesn't have any more toilet paper. And then I'm thinking to myself, and I hate to think this way, it's like, if this hurricane just comes over and just, destroys a lot of things, who cares about freaking toilet paper? But I know a lot of people picked up, a lot of toilet paper because they thought the longshoremen's were going to be on strike for a long time, but that was not the case. They got their raise. They didn't get as much as they wanted. I think they're a little bit under, maybe 10% under, but they haven't agreed on the automation part, which automation is coming. There's no way you can stop it. No way you can stop it. So we have another month. Hurricane season officially ends November 30th. So we have October and November to get through this. And generally, August or September is the peak. So, yeah. But I don't know. This hurricane season is kind of weird. So I don't know if if we're going to see less storms But I do hear it's starting to get cooler. So up in like the north, I'm just hoping that it just means things are changing. But they have to do something. They have to do something about these storms, or else we're all going to just be sitting ducks. We're all going to have to go out and buy life jackets. We're all going to have to go out and buy canoes. It's, there's no way that this is sustainable. No way, shape, or form. Mm-mm. And then I'm so thankful that the other storms like Joyce and Kirk is just out there spinning his behind off. I I am just so happy those other storms did not come our way. I think they just came off the coast of Africa and headed north. That's what we want to see. Just head out to sea and leave us alone. But if those storms would have headed our way, oh my goodness, we would be in trouble. We would be in trouble like we are now. Like we are now. But I'm going to call, family and friends later on today just to see how they're doing. I have friends and family all throughout Florida. So I'm going to call them just to see, if they're prepared, how they're doing mentally and all of that. I don't want to scare people because I know, my family, I'm like, you know, what is it? Is it Chicken Little? The one who's running around saying the sky is falling? Yeah, that's me. I'm that person. I don't want to scare people because I do have, I'm not worried about it. I'm just keeping the faith. I'm all, you know, well, that's good. That's good to have that type of, mentality. Okay. All right, Elijah. Thank you so much. Take care. Yes. I don't know. I don't know. But it's no fun. Going through a hurricane is no fun. If you've never been through one, don't go through one. Mm-mm. Do not do it. Because I will tell you, the first thing that happens, the lights go out. The electricity goes out. That's the first thing. And depending on when the storm hits, it's either going to hit you in the daytime or at night. I will tell you, the worst time for a storm to hit is at night. You don't know, you can't see anything. All you hear is wind. That is it, wind and rain. So the electricity goes out, um, and you're pretty much just waiting it out, unless you're a book reader. If you're like these youngins nowadays who have to have their phones and all of that, when the lights go out, when the electricity goes out, a lot of times the internet goes down. Not a lot of times it does. So now you're listening to all of this wind and rain. And then if you're in Florida, it starts to get hot. Now your home is all boarded up. Your windows are all boarded up. You don't have any electricity. Let's just say it's a night storm. Your home is now starting to get very warm. You can't open a window. You can't open a door, because if you open the door, that's going to allow pressure to build into your home, and your roof is your roof, and it's not a laughing matter. I'm just thinking, this is just a pathetic story I'm telling you, but it's the truth. It is the truth. Then pressure builds into your house if you leave the door open, and then your roof blows off. That's why they tell you to board your windows up, because if you don't, and when that hurricane comes through and it blows out a window, or let's just say something hits your window, could be a brick, could be wood. Once it hits that window, now is that pressure in your house is going to build. It's going to blow the roof off. That storm is going to slowly start just peeling the roof back. Next thing you know, your roof is flying in the wind. It's gone bye-bye. And you're left to all the elements. And then what happens is the first part of the storm goes through. And I remember when they told us, it told us when we were a little girl, when a hurricane comes through, there's going to be a part where it's going to be very calm. It's like the storm is going to be over. But just keep in mind, that's the eye of the storm. Yeah, you get a period where you can open up your door, go out, and, try to catch some fresh air, whatever. But then the back end of the storm comes. So now it starts raining and getting windy. And now, some people who used to get caught outside in the eye of the storm. Why? Because they thought the storm was over. They get in their little cars, go driving, thinking, okay, the storm is over. You are in the eye of the storm, ma'am. Go back to your house. You're in the eye of the storm. And I'm telling you, that's how it is. And once that second part, the back part of the storm goes through, now you're dealing with the aftermath. The majority of the deaths that happen after the storm. A lot of people have passed on, in the Carolinas. I'm telling you, it's after the storm that's the most deadly, because people are out using their chainsaws. They're trying to lift things. There's down power lines. There's a lot of things. And not only that, you're waiting for your electricity to come back on. If you're in Florida, Louisiana, those places, we have a lot of mosquitoes. So, you're dealing with the mosquitoes, and you're trying to, cook up the food that you have. Yes, you may have coolers with ice, but eventually the ice ruins a lot of the food. So, yeah, that's what we go through. That's what we go through. And there's some people, they can't even rebuild. They really can't. Once their house is gone, that's it. These people aren't going to have the money to rebuild their home. And I mean, think about it. If somebody's in their 80s and they lost their home, I mean, they don't want to use their retirement money to rebuild. And there are a lot of people that are around here that do not, they have no insurance. They have no insurance. So anyway, guys, that's my live. Been on here 30 minutes. I hope you guys are safe. And if you have any family in Florida, please do me a favor and check on them. If you go to church this morning, say a little prayer for Florida, for us, and pray that once the storm hits, that it will quickly just go out to sea. So I will talk to you guys probably later on today, and we'll see how things go. All right, bye-bye.